Mosharraf Zaidi is a senior fellow at Tabadlab, an Islamabad-based policy think tank. He joins us from the Pakistani capital. Thank you very much for joining us on the News Hour. As Jafar was talking there, internet services have been suspended for another day. This has got to be a major concern when the political parties advise them not to do this.
Absolutely. The leaders of several parties have already come out and demanded that this decision be reversed. There's no question that suspended cell phone services will have some effect on voter turnout, on voters' ability to figure out where they're supposed to go, because people's votes are specific to different polling stations. There's nearly 100,000, maybe over 100,000 polling stations. It's not going to be easy without cell phone services for people to figure that out. So I think it's a decision that isn't unprecedented. Again, cell phone services have been suspended regularly in Pakistan whenever there's the fear of a terrorist attack. Terrorist attacks have been rising over the last several weeks because terrorists know that this is a vulnerability for Pakistan. But you know, between those two things, there are elections and terrorist attacks in other places in the world as well. So there is a way to manage this without suspending willy-nilly the entire cellular phone network across the country.
And we've seen the run-up to these elections has been challenging in itself. But what about the issues facing whoever succeeds in this election?
Well, the primary issue is going to be securing the next IMF loan and ensuring that Pakistan can convince its creditors, the countries and the institutions that lend Pakistan money, essentially to pay its core bills. It has a huge energy import bill because it doesn't manufacture a whole lot of oil and gas itself. And it's a country of 250 million people that doesn't like to tax the rich either. So when you have rich people in a country that don't pay taxes and you don't make or manufacture enough things to sell in the international market, you end up with a constant and sustained shortage of money. That money has to come from somewhere, and traditionally that's been the IMF. The problem is that a new government will be very unwilling to toe the line. Thanks to populism, there's also the incentive for a new government to flex its muscles and try to pretend that it is autonomous and sovereign and doesn't need anybody's help. So I think that really will be the primary pressure, is to somehow secure an IMF loan program. Beyond that, of course, there'll be legitimacy questions, because no matter how free and fair this election was going to be, and of course there have been many irregularities, but even if it was perfectly free and fair, whoever loses, there's become now a tradition in this country, particularly by the PTI, which is former Prime Minister Imran Khan's party, to contest the results of the election. So there'll be a legitimacy question as well.
Indeed, a full in-tray for whoever manages to form that next government. Thank you very much, Mosharraf Zaidi from the Pakistani capital, Islamabad. Thank you.